Long-growing tensions between the North and South over the issue of slavery erupted into the Civil War in 1861. In late 1860 and early 1861, 7 southern states seceded from the United States and formed the Confederate States of America. On April 12, 1861, Confederate forces bombarded Fort Sumter in the harbor of Charleston, South Carolina, after federal forces refused to turn it over to South Carolina's troops. War had begun. The day after Fort Sumter's surrender, President Abraham Lincoln called for the remaining states in the Union to send troops to put down the rebellion in the southern states. Soon, men on both sides eagerly signed up to fight. Early on, people believed that the war would end quickly. Spectators even packed picnic meals to watch the first major fight of the war, the Battle of Bull Run. But the Civil War was unlike any previous conflict. It was the world's first industrial war. Mass-produced weapons and trench warfare resulted in huge losses on both sides. The destruction of homes and farms brought the war home to civilians. The struggle proved anything but quick. At first, the South more than held its own against the North. Confederate General Robert E. Lee had great success against the Union early in the war. Many Southerners felt that if the South could hold on long enough, people in the North would eventually lose the will to fight and let the Confederate States go. But on January 1st, 1863, President Lincoln made a dramatic change in the war. He issued the Emancipation Proclamation. The proclamation made slavery illegal in the 11 rebelling southern states, seen here in light gray. Although it left slavery in place in the dark blue border states, which had stayed loyal to the Union, Lincoln's proclamation shifted the emphasis of the war. Now it was more than a fight to keep the nation together. It was also a struggle to free the slaves. Eventually, the North's larger population and greater industrial power overcame the South. General Robert E. Lee surrendered to Union General Ulysses S. Grant at Appomattox Courthouse on April 9, 1865. Other Southern armies also surrendered, and the war was over. The North's victory came at a huge cost, though. The Civil War had raged for 4 long and bloody years. Much of the South lay in ruins. Countless families lost their homes, and more than 600,000 soldiers had died. More than the American losses in World War I and II, Korea, and Vietnam put together. But after the smoke cleared and the dead were buried, the Union was preserved. The authority of the federal government was solidified, and slavery was ended.